stood out for you in the Critical Decade report?
Oh, this report is very important because it tells all of the community, I think, what we already knew, which is that in Australia we are seeing major extreme weather events and they are increasing, and that is directly related to climate change, and it confirms once again how important it is that we all come together to address the issues and to try and minimise the impact of climate change into the future.
Who are your constituents and how are they impacted by extreme weather and climate change?
We work every single day with people who are living on low incomes, people who are elderly, people who are vulnerable, people with disability, young children. These are the communities, these are the ones who globally are the ones who, when extreme weather events hit, they are hit the first, the worst, and they often never recover. So it's so vital that as a community we recognise that not only is this an environmental issue, it's a social justice issue, to make sure that everybody's interests are protected when it comes to the action we need to take.
And have the communities that you've worked with, are they aware of climate change and have they experienced increasing extreme weather recently?
I think around the country, the local communities know better than anybody how important it is that we act, because if you've been through a flood or 2 floods or 3 floods in some locations, it is devastating to the community at every single level. And so they are the ones telling us, the national groups, the politicians, we must be determined to take serious action here and to listen to the science and listen to the experts about what needs to be done.
The report today has quantified how much fossil fuels we have and how much needs to stay in the ground. How will this be relevant for your organisation and Australia as we move forward?
Well, I think it's very important that we understand that if we keep going the way that we are, we will have further devastation both within our country and globally. So it is time for us to be looking at how do we transition from a country that has relied so heavily on coal in so many different ways to make sure that people do have jobs into the future, and that we do have the energy supply that we need, but we also do have a clean economy and a clean environment for our children and for our grandchildren. So I think we're up for this as a country. We need to be confident that we can find the employment that people will need if they need to be moving out of industries, but we cannot ignore the science, and this latest report once again tells us how urgent it is that we take action.
What opportunities are there for Australia and for the communities that you work with?
I think the opportunities are many. One of the great things about local communities is that they come up with the solutions when sometimes the public policy people are just missing the story. The local communities, they want confidence that yes, they'll have jobs into the future, but they also want to have confidence that their children will have a future. So if we are prepared to come together as a country, I think we can find the right solutions. Clean technologies, innovation, there is so many directions that we can take this which are exciting, as the human spirit can so often, if we are prepared as a nation not to act out of fear and ignorance.